Hi, I'm Kathy,
I'm Tawanda,
and we're messengers of the gospel. So today we had a great lunch outreach, so Tawanda felt led to bring us over to the IHOP. So,
Yeah. Well, when Nate was praying, it was in a vision that God showed me about this man in a walker, and when we walk into the restaurant, and so God led us up to the IHOP to go. When we went in there, it was a lady in there with a walker, but she didn't have. I didn't feel that it was her that he wanted us to go to, and so we went in the back. They took us to the back of the restaurant, and we got an opportunity to minister to the waitress lady there. We kind of had a conversation with her about her starting school and trying to just get her life back together. And so I had an opportunity to pray with her. And she wanted me to pray for her boyfriend, but she didn't want prayer for herself. But I kind of squeezed in a little prayer for her as I ended up with the prayer. So when we got up, after we were done praying for her, we was almost done for eating, and Kathy had to go to the restroom. And so when Kathy came back from the restroom, she was like, "Your guy is out there," and I was like, well, "What guy?" She's like, "Your guy in the walker, the guy in the walker," and I was like, kind of, like a little fear just came in because I didn't want him to show up, but I knew God had already orchestrated for it to happen. So, and we kind of discussed like if she wanted to go out there with me, or did I want her to stay back. We didn't want to kind of, scare the guy into with all of us going out there. So she kind of sat back with my son, which was awesome and great. And so I went up there and I kind of like interrupted him and his the guy he was talking to, and I was just like share with him that I had a vision of him at this when we was at Messenger Boot Camp, and and I just kind of explained it to him. And the guy that was with him, he was like, he just started laughing. He's like, "Oh, you talking about that guy across from there?" And he was talking about the guy that he was talking to. But the guy was like, "Well, I never seen you before here. You never helped me." And I was like, "I know, I never helped you. I never seen you. I seen you in a vision." And he's like, "Well, and he just like, wow." He was kind of like, but the other guy was kind of just like smiling from ear to ear. I mean, he had the biggest smile on his face. And so I was just like sharing with him about why I was there. He asked me who I was with, and I kind of pointed Kathy and my son. I'm like, I'm with these ladies and this lady in the back and my son. And then he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, I said, "Well, can I pray for you?" And he's like, he didn't want me to pray for him there, but he wanted me to pray for him. It's like, "You can pray for me." He's like, "And I'll pray at church." And that's what he told me. He go to church and he'll pray at church. But he told me that I can pray for the guy that was across from him. And so, because the guy was like, "Yeah, I need some prayer for, just a financial thing and stuff like that." So I kind of said a little prayer for him. But it was just awesome how the Lord kind of just like brought that together and how we were obedient to just listening to his voice. And even though I didn't want to go to IHOP, but, I was kind of, just stepping out in faith and just allowing the God to use me. And so I thank God for that. So.
and then when we came back to the table, we were talking about how the guy with the wheelchair, and so it was cool as we were talking about, that's how we found out that he comes there every day, because the waitress overheard us talking about how Tawanda's vision, about the guy in the wheel and with the walker and so on, and so it was good just kind of that she was hearing about that as well. So that was great also.